whenever you're producing anything creative. There's a balance between the quality of the production and the necessity of communicating it, right? And you can have a very high quality production and get nowhere. Mm-hmm. And you can have no content whatsoever and get somewhere. Like those would be the two extremes. And just a content mill, you know, those sort of sites you go to where they break up the essay into paragraphs that are like 3 sentences long and put 50 ads between each. Yes, those goddamn places just drive me mad. They're definitely run by like narcissistic psychopaths. But now, and they pollute the informational environment, and that's going to get way worse with AI, right? But you took, this is not a criticism, by the way, and I'll explain why. You took some steps in that direction because you were very conscious of how the words you were using were likely to be picked up by the algorithms that communicated what you were writing. Mm-hmm. And then while you were talking, you redeemed yourself right away by saying, but the information was valuable. It's like, okay, so for everyone watching and listening, if you're artistically oriented, for example, a lot of artists stab themselves in the heart at the beginning of their career by adopting this pseudo-moral framework of, well, I'm not going to sell out. It's like, well, first of all, buddy, who's asking you? You know, if you have an offer of $1 million in hand and you decide that for artistic reasons you're going to reject it, and that's not just a form of egotism, like more power to you, but you don't get to brag about how you didn't sell out before someone actually asks you to. And then the second thing is that's a stupid attitude anyways, because it shows a certain contempt for your audience, is that if you can't communicate about what you're doing in a manner that people find attractive and that's accessible, you might as well be alone in the dark for the rest of your life because no one's going to know what you're doing. And so there is a balance. So you've got this tight balance to maintain. You want to have integrity of content, but you can't sacrifice the willingness and ability to communicate. That has to be integrated. And I would say for the artistic types, especially that are listening, and for those who might be otherwise stymied by their own integrity, you should take the problem of how to optimize your content production and to communicate it. You should think about that as a creative problem in and of itself.